like it was right. They trusted him. Well, he even took it a step further when this didn't work on everyone, and he then convinced some members of the Twin Flames cult to actually transition. These people said that they never had any feelings of gender dysphoria. They never experienced questioning or wanting to explore different things. It was just put on them one day that you're actually a man and you need to transition right now. And this was also around the time of the pandemic in 2020 and 2021. And so these people were isolated at home. Their only form of social circle was sitting on these Zooms and YouTube sessions with Jeff and Shalia. And they were basically told, if you do not transition, then you will no longer be a member of the group. Well, a few people did transition, and then they were paired off with other women in the group. I think they said there was like less than 10 or 15% guys in this cult. And so as he wanted to keep things, quote, all in the family, he started manipulating everybody and pairing them up with whoever he saw fit, or honestly, whoever was the most compliant. Now, there is so much more to that story, but those are some of the pieces that they're going to confront in this interview, as well as just some really shocking man. Even if you haven't seen the documentary, you should be able to follow along, because what we are about to see are two cult leaders that don't care about anybody but themselves trying to defend themselves. Now, also, just, you know, Shalia, whatever her name is, she's kind of just like a follower that does whatever Jeff wants. Like, he is the cult leader. Also, what is with the cult guys and the Jesus hair and beard? Like, what is it?
Did you feel that now was the right time to share your story?
Well, I feel that there wasn't really a time, like there wasn't really a space to share our story. So when we would poke our heads out, so to say, it was just outrage, outcry. Like, that's not a conversation. That's just being around a reaction.
Yeah, a reaction to what you guys did. And also, mind you, in the documentary, they talked to the people that were involved, and my God, these people are traumatized.
And so we just wanted to have time to let things kind of calm down and cool off, and you know, hopefully create a space where we could come out and speak, because we really did want to, but it seems that it just wasn't our time. It was the time of you know, the other side to share what they wanted to share.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And for you though, like why now?
Same. I mean, that's our answer. Yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned last night feeling canceled.
Yeah.
Do you feel as though you both have been canceled?
Undoubtedly. I mean, this is a textbook example of cancel culture.
Explain that for me.
The sass from her. Explain that for me.
I think she's probably the better person to explain that. She's the one doing all the studying of it all. So.
Well, it's just that there was a reaction towards us, and it caught fire, and then it got shared all around the internet, and it got picked up, and then it just kept snowballing and snowballing, and to, you know, what we have now. And yeah, there just like wasn't an opportunity for us to like really share our side.
Jeff, what do you think the public's perception of you is, and where are they wrong?
Ooh. That is the perfect question to bait somebody with a huge ego. Let's see what he says.
I think they think I'm not a nice person and that I hurt people.
You
and
do!
It could not be further from the truth.
The words that have been used to describe you are narcissistic, coercive,
Yeah,
bully,
not true.
cult leader.
Yeah, not true.
Dude, she's about
And
to
that
get
you
him.
have destroyed people's lives.
Yes.
Not true.
If I said that you destroyed my life, you cannot come back and say not true at all. Guys, the people in this documentary were absolutely destroyed. I mean, when you think about it, love is so important to human beings, especially somebody that joins a Facebook group on how to find their one true love. It means that this is something that is paramount to them. And not only have they controlled, made a perversion of love, and also just betrayed all of them left and right. It was like, imagine the thing that has been the most important to you about life since you were a kid, just being tossed around by somebody, thrown into the garbage, and then you're supposed to pick up the pieces by yourself in the worst way. That's what they did to them.
But so why are you the lightning rod for so much hate? Why is that?
That's a good question.
I think because we love people.
It doesn't make sense, Jeff. The equation doesn't add up. People who love don't usually receive hate. I just don't.
That's not true. That's not true. Look at history.
Okay, tell me.
I'm not the,
Well, you look at, for instance, like a lot of like historical figures.
Like who?
Martin
Gandhi?
Luther King, like he loved, and he was loving not just the
Well-
black community, but loving the white community and loving the world, and he received a slew of hate, led to his assassination.
That compare yourself to Martin Luther King. Don't do that. Oh my God, how are we only 3 minutes in? Lord, give me strength.
You know, or like, I don't know, like I grew up Catholic, so I think of Jesus, you know, like he was just loving everybody, even though it was difficult and they didn't always like
Martin
what he
Luther
had to
King
say
and
or do. It was
Jesus.
extremely
Okay.
controversial back then, but like he was loving them.
You have described yourself as the Master Christ.
okay.
He did. He did.
Would you like to elaborate on?
No, would you like to elaborate? I have to watch that clip again. And yes, he would call himself the Master Christ. And he would actually like pop up and people would say, the Master Christ is calling to you. And it's just Jeff.
You have described yourself as the Master Christ.
Okay. Would you like to elaborate on what you'd like to,
Well, it's just you have described yourself as the Master Christ, right?
Right, okay.
So what does that mean to you?
Yeah.
It's
Oh my
a
God, she's so
spiritual
good.
exploration. And, these docudramas and this cancel culture takes everything super out of context to make
No, it doesn't. Master anything means mastery or completion of something, not an exploration, okay?
look like I'm some megalomaniac
You
who's
are!
using these strange titles to claim power, or they say that I think I'm Jesus, and that's just so silly.
Do you believe that you have a direct line to God and that God tells you what's good for your followers, what's good for your community?
That's a silly misperception and a twisted way to present how we operate in a relationship with our students. So first of all, everyone has a direct line to God, and that's what we teach. And for us, God is love itself.
Oh.
And God is a loving, conscious being that created us.
But you told people you were God and you were Christ and you were master being. You put yourself above God to get these people to listen to you. So him saying this now is just absolutely insane.
And we all have a direct line to God. We all know love in our hearts, and we can all choose to follow the direction that love is leading us or not. And like if you're a parent, you know if your child is gonna do something that's going to harm them, and you can direct them otherwise. Don't put your hand on that stove. And if you have a toddler, they wouldn't know any better. You have a more mature perspective in this area of life. And so you would lovingly direct them not to. And if they're just about to, you might yell, "Hey, don't do that!" And,
What is he talking about?
You probably have seen me yelling at my students. It's not abuse, and no one at the time felt like it was abusive. And we had many dialogues along the way. Hey, let's talk about our teaching style. Everything was on the table for open discussion. No one had a problem with it. In fact, people felt really loved and cared for when I would yell at them in classes. They felt like someone cares about me enough to yell at me.
No, you found people that were susceptible to that because of their trauma pattern. He looked for people that were vulnerable, that were looking for love or community, and then he would do whatever he wanted, make examples out of them, prey on their childhood insecurities, project anything he wanted onto them, and manipulate them. If you are a person that had a difficult childhood and you are prone to manipulation or people preying on your empathy, you are a direct target to somebody like Jeff.
In fact, people felt really loved and cared for when I would yell at them in classes.
That
they
is
felt
crazy.
like someone cares about me enough to yell at me, because it's uncomfortable to yell at people. I don't want to do that. if I don't have to,